I'm Marshall Mooney. I'm the VP of Sales at Mangomint. Mangomint is vertical SaaS for SMB salons and spas. So we provide everything you need to run your small business. Before partnering with Avarra, we were dabbling in simulators that different platforms we were already using were starting to launch. What we found was everything was mediocre at best. When your organization gets large enough, especially, there's no way for me to quickly understand how well people are doing in these types of simulations or role plays. And that became a big challenge in a high velocity organization like ours. When I was evaluating solutions for simulations, I was looking for a few things at first. One was that we could bring in our own transcripts and really have that sim look and sound like someone we speak to day to day. A lot of the other simulations were not that. Number two was being able to see where everyone was standing. That was really important because I've got our BDR team in there, I've got our AE team in there, I've got our onboarding team in there, and at a glance, I wanted to see where everyone was at without having to drill in very far. People weren't really building in leaderboards, and I think that that is incredibly important. The third was really just the experience that we had from the very beginning. Just meeting the team. I have turned down products that are fantastic because I get in touch with the sales team and I can just see that there's no alignment there. So that is something that's pretty important to me, is the way that the organization itself is run. Onboarding was quite straightforward because I knew right away what we wanted to do, and that was to decrease the ramp time for our AEs from day one to being able to demo the product. And a lot of that is just learning the talk tracks and learning those golden scripts. And then the second goal was we were just ramping up an outbound team. You're usually speaking with the decision maker on your first cold call because we're calling it a cell phones. So I needed them within days, not weeks, to be comfortable calling into a salon owner's cell phone. So we can do in 3 days what probably used to take us weeks. This product was really well received across frontline managers. There was zero level of resistance. If anything, they clearly saw, oh my gosh, I will not have to do one-on-ones that are just like call coaching or just those mock scenarios possibly ever again. So as it relates to how they rolled it out to ICs, the ones that were less resistant and just looking for any tool to help them improve, what I've noticed is that if they embrace these tools to allow them to be better, they're just going to increase their capable output. But those middle of the road performers, they're going to start creeping up on those other people because the scripts that we're inputting as the golden scripts come from the top performers. So they're going to start learning those tricks, and it's all about muscle memory. So for me, that's been a great lesson, is watching the win rate of those lower performers increase. One of the biggest results we saw was in our AE organization, which does full cycles. We were able to increase our win rate from 29% at the beginning of the year to ending the last quarter at a 35% win rate. At the beginning of 2025, we had rolled out a pretty extensive new ramp for our AEs that was 8 weeks long. We implemented using Avarra to help them get familiar with the language. And what we found is we now ramp in 4 weeks. And then that first month, they're carrying a 50% quota. But we've seen already that because we're getting them that information kind of rapid fire, a lot of the AEs go ahead and go full quota in that first month on the floor. So I track a lot of the activities that our managers do, and each manage a pod of up to 8 AEs. They do weekly one-on-ones with those AEs. And now a frontline manager isn't spending any time running through mock calls. All of that is done in Avarra. So the hours that we're giving frontline managers back it's almost not even quantifiable. I am thrilled with my decision to purchase Avarra. I would recommend Avarra to anyone that is finding that they've got great talent on their team, but they don't have the practice, the reps to put in to get where they need to be in terms of how they speak and communicate to your customers.